There she is. That looks old. Meaning there's definite wear there. This, I believe, has some age to it. We're looking for the older ones. Yes, the old ones. Question is, what will this be? This one's in decent shape here in the front. The portrait looks good. So we are going to get a mint mark. Oh, man. Hey, this is Silver Chupacabra along with Batman. And we do have Chewie in the back there. And take a look. I think we got enough for a penny box hunt. Friday, I actually got $15 worth of pennies from one of my Wells Fargo branch banks, and boom, there it was. I didn't think I was going to have one for at least 2-3 weeks, but more of the branches let go, and they are, by the way, starting to order penny boxes again. The more they do that, the more it's going to open up just a little bit. I'm not saying they're going to be selling boxes, but at least they're giving me more than two penny rolls a visit, which has been on quite a few of the branches. And collecting 2 penny rolls a visit, that's $1 worth, by the way. It's just real slow going when you're trying to get a whole box. It's 25 visits, by the way. You count them up. Anyway, we're ready to go. Let's take a look at the 1909 to 1940 box, where we have been doing some damage on it with some upgrades. And even, where's that 33 at? Even a slot fill in there. But we haven't had since the start of the year. We've only really had a couple of oldies in there. So I'm hoping that we get something that's older than 1940 in this penny box hunt. That hasn't really happened a lot, so I'm not expecting, but we can always hope. Here's what we need from our 1941 to 1974 collection. You can see them there, the 42S, 43 Steely. Steely will be a tough one. 48D, I don't even understand why we don't have that yet. Not that tough at 172 million minted. Hopefully today will be the day. The 42S, that's a little tougher. But anyway, I want to be able to say we have another collection filled. So let's see how it goes today. I am not adverse to getting varieties with pennies. Love it. I have not found a close AM. Well, never found a close AM. An open AM I have. What was that? I found a 98, a couple of 98s and a couple of 2000s. Never have found a 99, by the way. The 92 closed AM. That's a toughie. And as tears roll down my eyes now, I have not found one of those. Also, cannot even remember the last decade we have brought in a nice Indian-headed scent. It would be nice. But I digress. Let's just hope for some Wheaties and have some fun with this. And we'll go on. There's really not much to look at, so I'm not going to show any enders. We're going to get right into checking the pennies out. And I'll get it going right after this. Okay, so we are on the first roll. And we're already sitting in butter. That's right. I can't remember what was that from? Oh, I think it was from a Wings episode. That's right. So most of you probably don't know what that even is, so I won't even make the reference anymore. Anyway, guess what? We got our first Wheatie already. It was on its obverse. And you know what? This is one that doesn't come up too often. It is a 1950 out of San Fran. Very cool. Not sure why my focus is not focusing like it should. Let's see if I put it under more light there. I'll have to check my lens. Maybe my lens is a little bit off. But anyway, 1950S. I think that's in fairly decent focus. There is the reverse. Bit of wear there. Nothing's wearing into each other line-wise with the wheat ears, but still. Very cool. Like to start. Hope it continues. So, roll 2 has been laid out. And we're going to be 2 for 2. We have another wheatback find just sitting there saying hi to us. Hard to tell, but it kind of looks like it's got some decent wear on it, too. When I say decent wear, that means it could have some oldie potential. Yeah, I would say that's got some decent potential right there. The lines in the upper parts of the wheats are definitely wearing into each other. Not totally, but it is there. Same thing to the bottom parts, too. I would expect this to be older than 1940. If this is 1940s or 50s, yikes, this thing got used. The portrait does not change my mind. Got a little junk there, pop, whatever. Kind of like what's on my fingers right now. What's going on with that? Yeah, let's see. Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, it looks like a 3, folks. And even though it's going to be Philadelphia, I have no problem with getting one of these. Can I get like a 1931? I don't know. I'll take anything. 1936. Nice. 90 years old. And it's in decent condition. It's got wear, but it's in decent condition. Could use a little bit of a bath, but, you know, I'm sure Mr. Lincoln could have used a bath once in a while. I'm sure he did. We are on to the rest of this roll. Let's see if we've got another find in there. So we got 3 penny rolls left of this first brick of 10, and the 7 that we've been through they're all to be professionally wrapped ones. As you can see, those are just customer wrapped. So we are on roll 7. Just wanted to let you know that we are going to have our third wheatback find. You can see it there, but I was going to kind of show you all that. But anyway, there she is. That looks old. Meaning there's definite wear there. This, I believe, has some age to it, which is very cool. And by the way, I don't mean to say that 1940s and 1950s wheatbacks are not old. They are. We're looking for the older ones. Yes. The old ones. Anyway, as you can see, lots of wear. But you can still see the lines and whatnot on both sides. I moved my thumb there. Anyway, question is, what will this be? We did have a 1936 roll up earlier. This one's in decent shape here in the front. The portrait looks good. Makes me wonder if this isn't old, or older than 1940 at least. Let's see. So we are going to get a mint mark, and that mint mark is not below that second digit, so we know it's not 1950s. Oh, man. So we have a D mint mark with 1920, and by the way, does that 2 look like it's kind of weird? It looks like it's like propped up onto itself the wrong way. Like it was scrawled on there. Fake, in other words. Anyway, I don't think that's going to happen, but anyway, 1920D, what will the mint mark, what will that last digit be? I'm looking over here right now. A 24D and a 22D have very low mintages, and they are semi-key dates. 1929. Wow. I don't know if I have this in the collection, but well, that D looks like it was just kind of, I was going to say pooped on there. That D does not look like a very good D. Anyway, 1929 Denver. So not only in 20s, we got a mint mark, folks. That is awesome sauce. Ugh, love it. So we are on roll 8, and we just started into the customer wrapped rolls, and that's all we have for the rest of this hunt are just customers wrapped rolls. And if you remember, we've got a great start. 2090 and a 36 Philly and a 1950S. So 3 fines and 7 rolls. See, even the fairies felt that that's pretty cool too. Sorry, I have something else. I have a fantasy football draft going at the same time. I forgot to turn off the volume. Anyway, check it out. We got a Canadian coming in. You can see the beads on the perimeter. Classic Canadian. This is the second portrait, I believe. First portrait is my favorite, by the way. What is it called? The Laureate. Anyway, number side to side. I don't know if this is going to be 60s or 70s or what's going on here. It is going to be 60s, 69. It just looked older to me. Back is in better condition. Usually call it the reverse, but I'm going to start calling it the back. Anyway, very cool. I like it. We're still going good, even though it's a customer after all. It's a good coin to come in. Onward. Okay, 1 roll left. We are at 9, or number 9 roll. Sorry, I don't know how to speak English, so I'll just crush the grammar of English as well. Anyway, hey, look, another Canadian coin. So I guess all my all my customer wrap rolls are just going to be Canadian laden, which is fine with me. If I can get some old ones, it'd be nice. I'm going to pull it this way because, well, I forgot how this goes. I always like showing the obverse first and then give the date out. But it is 1971. It'll be the same portrait, by the way. Portrait's in better condition. This part over here is a little dirty. But anyway, 1971 or 1969. A couple of decently old Canadian coins so far. A lot in there to check out. We'll see if anything shows up. So we are on the roll 27. It's been a while. There's not a lot of anything. Although I would say these have actually given me a little bit of cause for positivity because they at least have looked well. Thing is, we went through 7 rolls here in this first brick of 10 of these and found nothing. But they've been a lot of good looking coins that just haven't, been old. We have one. Wouldn't bring you in just to sit there and talk, although sometimes you might think that. We laid out the 27th roll in this one, which has kind of got like a yellowish tinge to it. Yellowish brown. Is then 1952 Denver. This one's in, I would say, not so bad. I would say the portrait definitely has wear on the high relief points, which is what you would figure. Hair looks good. Looks like it's in good shape all the way, really. Almost turned it like a Canadian coin. No, I was not turning it like I'm Canadian. Sorry. I love Canadian coins and Canadians, by the way. There is the back half, and that's in good condition, too. So this will be number 4 in the fines. We'll have to catch up. We had such a good start. Excuse me. We had such a good start with the professionally wrapped rolls. We had 3 Wheaties, and I think one of the Canadians was in. But then after that, man, not good looking. Anyway, there's the rest of the roll. Hopefully something will turn up. Roll 29. And I'm starting to feel better about these rolls, the ones that came in my $15 purchase last Friday, because I got another one. All of a sudden, kind of opening up again. I like that. And I'm getting a lot more of the brownish ones in there, so it's always a decent sign. Well, I would say that there definitely is wear there. Not a whole lot of wear. I'm thinking 1940s type of wear. Let's see what we get. Could be 50s here too. That portrait reminds me of 1950s pieces, but we'll find out. No, it won't be 50s because the mint mark was too far off the second digit there. But it is going to be 40s, 1942D. Oh, man. Sorry. I was just thinking, man, that could have been an S. That would have filled a spot. But at least it's the same year. 1940D, nice one. Like it. We've actually found, that's a 42D there, that's a 50S right here, and then we had that 52D just a little while ago. And then we had, 30, I'm not sure if that's the 36 or the 29D, but 36 Philly and a 29D. Really nice coins. The 40s and 50s we're getting are nice. Good, they're good dates you don't see too often. I mean, normally we're sitting here battling how many 57s and 58s we can find in these. Nothing wrong with that either, by the way. I'm accepting all Wheaties, especially the way things are right now. You got to accept everything with nice positivity. I digress. We're going to go on, by the way. So we're at the end of roll 33. And this one came out at the end. I don't know what the heck happened here. This is copper, so this is actually 82 or older than that. As you can see, it's not happening in the back, but I don't even know how you would even get that to happen. I don't know if this is natural. I mean, there is a crack there too, but very, very, it's interesting. I have to say that. No date. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But you got some things there, but that outer layer is peeled off of it about, I don't know, a sixth of the coin at least. Huh. Interesting. Definitely miscellaneous at best. So, we are on the last brick of 10. Roll 41 is up to bat. And this came out of, nowhere. We've laid it out, but I did start looking at verses here. Like I said, this one came out of nowhere. I mean, it's a goodie. Look at that. 1925. That would be the oldest one to date here. We had another one in the 20s earlier. 1929 or 29. 1925 Philly. Wearing the high relief points, but other than that, it's in decent shape. Let's check out that reverse and see what it looks like. Wow. If I would have seen this earlier in this condition, I would never have thought it would be in the 20s. I would say this is probably going to be an upgrader unless I just have something fantastic in there. I think I have all the 20s Phillies except for 22, of course, in the collection, though. Anyway, very cool. Even though we've only had 6 finds in this search, 3 of them are top-notch finds, and the other 3 are actually pretty good in themselves. They're commons, but they're not commons. You know what I mean by that? Commons? Very cool. We're going to check out the rest of the stuff. Okay, roll 43 gets us our 7th pickup for Wheaties here. We're finally going to get common. I mentioned that a couple of rolls ago. And if you didn't understand what I meant by that, you're going to see a lot more of those in here, or in roll hunts than like 50S or 42D. We did get a 54D. We like it. Not aware on the high relief. Let's check out the jawline and the upper cheek here. That's a lot of wear for 54. And there is the reverse. Pretty decent shape. Dark brown on this one. As I said, very cool. We'll pop her up. That is our oldest to date. Our oldest one to date. Anyway, that's what we have left. Okay, no more rolls left by Batman here, but we are actually on roll 50, as you can see I've laid it out. And we're going to get our 8th find. Didn't think we'd get to at least that. I consider 8 kind of a low average, which is pretty cool. And check it out. A very, very worn 1942. I'm going to guess that the wheat ears are pretty worn too. Even though it does look nice. A little slick. But, if I would have, let's check out the wheat. There's a 42 Philly. Why isn't it a 42S? Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, look at that. If this would have been sitting up on me, I would have said 20s, 30s, all day long, maybe even teens. And it's 40s, so they got worn too, I guess. Very cool find. We've had a 42D and a 40. The 42S still will not come to us. And that's one we need to put in the collection books. Anyway, still a little bit left. There might be something in there. You never know. Okay, well, I almost forgot. We did have a box full of pennies. So there we go. Batman does have his cave this time out. We are finished with this penny box hunt, so to speak, box. And really, we didn't get necessarily the quantity we would have liked, but quality is there, folks. And we'll get to that quality in a little bit. The fact of the matter is, I loved all the coins found in this one. The two ones from the 40s here, we don't have another one. 1942 Philly, which we found last in the last roll, and the 1942D. See those quite often, but you know how it goes. We did find a 50S. It's another common, but it's not too common. A 54 or a 52D as well, kind of yellowish, interesting tone there. Really, the only common here is right there, the 54D. And I already explained the common thing, but I'm not going to do that again. Couple of cents from Canada, 69 and 71. Decently old, really. Hey, look at that. We got paid a little extra to do this box hunt. What was it, 18 cents? Something to that effect. I'm always a little bit off on that. And then a couple of shinies. I like the 69S there, by the way. It's pretty cool. So, here are some very cool coins, folks. We found a 1925 Philly. Pretty decent shape there, folks. Could be an upgrader. I could say the same thing for this one if there's no hole in the collection book. I think I already have a 25, by the way. But that 29D, I'm not sure about, but it's in good shape too. Really, the 1936 is the has more wear than either one of those two, but it's still a very cool find. And then I don't know what's going on here. This is a copper coin, by the way, because I did weigh it. It's well over 3 point, whatever the heck it's supposed to be. It just looks like, lamination error or whatever, but a sixth of that is gone. I mean, there's a big old crack kicking right up right there. Very interesting. I think it does have a little bit of the date. Could be a 73 there. So it would be 1973 or 1972. Just kind of depends whether I care getting a date out of a coin that's mangled. But anyway, that is what we found. I'm going to check. It won't take that long. I'm going to check for varieties, though. We already see an error. I'm going to guess that's an error. And come back and check out collection books if we need to. Okay, well, no varieties to look at. The 1936, by the way, has a pretty nice variety, and there was no double die on there whatsoever. So we are on to collection books. We are actually going to do something here, which is pretty darn cool. I thought I had all the, except for 22? Well, the 22 that comes without the mint mark. I forget that Philadelphia didn't make any in 22. But anyway, I thought I'd found all the ones with the Philadelphia make, and 25 was not. So, got a filler. I am very stoked there. Very, very stoked. And it's in good shape. It's got wear in the high points, but hey, a whole lot better than that 25D I found back almost a year ago. Somebody hacked to live in hell. It's a nice 25D. Anyway, we also had that 29D, and we did have one. Darn it. But we are upgrading. And if you look at this one versus this one, you can see why that's an upgrade. This one's in really nice condition, detail-wise. I mean, it's a little beat up, but hey, who wouldn't be if you were 97 years old, something to that effect? Anyway, so that one goes into the pile. The thing is, very cool. A hole filler and an upgrader. Can't ask for more than that. Well, I can ask for more than that, but everybody says I'm greedy when I do that. Anyway, we'll leave that one out because I'm just so fascinated about how that actually happened. Really am. It's very, very interesting. Anyway, we're going to leave it at that. Oh, God, we're going to have to. We're out of pennies. I don't even have a single penny roll extra now, so we're out, and it's probably going to take a while. You never know. Some of these branches are giving out much more than they used to, but I'm thinking probably by the end of July, maybe into August, before we get into another penny roll, or how about a penny box hunt? We'll say it that way. But it is what it is. And we're going to go on. Nickel box hunts, definitely. I do have a July dime box hunt that we need to get into. The June one that I did in July did not produce anything. So, that was a dead one. We still have found 7 silver dimes in 6 months, which is a pretty good ratio, I would say. 1 dime per hunt, basically. Although they were all found in 2 hunts. That dime that was almost silver from Canada, this was a 69. Unfortunately, if it was a 68, it could have been silver. But I digress. We'll see you as soon as we do see you. Anybody watching this, that's awesome. Appreciate that. Everybody have a great week or weekend, wherever you are at, and be safe out there, folks.